Welcome back to MK Sportscars. Would you like to show off your masterpiece on our stand at the STONELEIGH KIT CAR SHOW? On this week's segment of Keeping Up with the Car Hackians, who knew condiments in your fridge could solve all your dirty problems? We show you the latest on the RX-5 turbo conversion. Speaking of RX-5s, our demo car is making lots of progress, and the S2000 engine bay is not so lonely now with its new bulkhead. Don't go anywhere, guys, you don't want to miss it. Kit car show, stand. Would you like your car on the stand at the STONELEIGH KIT CAR SHOW? We're looking for 3 bike engine cars to join us on the stand, and you could be one of them. If you'd be happy to show off your pride and joy and give people a first-hand account of what it's like to own and build one of these cars, then get in touch with me today, because you could be joining us on the stand.
Right guys, well, it's RX-5. As you know, this car was, if you've followed it before, we built this here. This was the 160 model, it had the OMX management on it, 160 horsepower stock. Well, it's come in, we spoke about the other week, for the turbo kit to be bolted on. So we started with that process here, basically. Started in the back. First job was fuel pump. So what we do is take the standard pump out, and we've got a little one here. I'll unwrap it actually. I've already done this, but just to show you what it looks like. So we take the stock pump out, it doesn't flow enough, and we put one of these in. It's a nice 250 litre per hour pump. Obviously you're expecting more horsepower, more fuel delivery, so we upgrade the pump. It's a very simple process. Take it out, put a new one in. Comes with all the wiring, little bits of hoses and everything in there in the kit. So it's very, very simple. And it comes with a new little gauze filter for the bottom, for your pre-filter for the pump, so that's nice and easy. And then we've gone about this, we set about taking all of the stock system off, exhaust manifold, exhaust pipe, etc. And then we bolted on our, that's a log style manifold really, I suppose, but with better flow in that, and the TDO 413LT turbo, little TDO4 on there. And then intercooler, that's bolted on. And then we're going to start connecting up the pipe work here, and that as well, and the actuator for the turbo will go on. We fitted in the oil feed line for the turbo. That's going to run around this section here onto the turbo to drain that. The drain feed is already in for the turbo. That's down here. This drains back into the sump. You can't see that very well, guys. Apologies, but that drains from the turbo back here and into the sump. Now, it's best to try and do that. If you're going to do an upgrade to a turbo at a later date, probably suggest, if you're at the build stage now, put the turbo drain in. Saves taking all the sump off and everything else, especially if you've done a sump modification or we've done it for you. Put it in now, saves you so much hassle later on. We did this when we built the car. We'd already put that in because we knew the customer was going to be going turbo one day once he'd got used to the car and developed it. So yeah, those are rolling on. Then it'll be injectors is the next job. We've put the air temperature sensor in here as well. You can put it in the pipe here if you want to, but this is also very useful because these normally just a vacuum for your other bits for the brake servos and that. So we just, well, use that port. Why? It's nice and easy. It's already available. So a few bits like that to carry on, but yeah, we're cracking on. Can't wait to get it all starting and running. We know what these go like when they got a bit of boost on them. That whoosh bang, psh, can't miss it. Awesome.
Previously on Keeping Up with the Car Hackians, you saw us polishing our pipes with Harpic Max Strength.
I've just learned so much, and I realize how crazy messed up the system is.
We've had lots of feedback from you guys on how to polish your pipes, so this week we're going to try tomato ketchup and aluminium foil. I've got absolutely no idea if this is going to work or not. Time to put my gloves on. I'm completely making this up as I go along. I'm going to try a little bit of tomato sauce on. Surely this is a wind-up. Right, and then we're going to scrunch up the aluminium foil and we're going to give it a go. Smells good. Kind of want a burger now. I don't know if... Oh, look, that's... What we're going to do is put together a little series because there's quite a lot of comments that come through from you guys on this. So we're going to try all of these items that everyone has said and we will rate them. We'll give it our Car Hackians rating and we'll see how we get on. We've been going about 5 minutes now. This is the state of the aluminium foil and I've just been rubbing this backwards and forwards. I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing with this. This is purely a comment back from somebody. So let's see how good or bad it is. And as I wipe it off, I have to say I was rather sceptical in the beginning, but as you can see, it's done absolutely nothing. We'll compare this to the one that has not been done, and I have to say, under the microscope, yeah, I don't think the tomato sauce and aluminium foil works. So there we go. Tomato sauce and aluminium foil is not as good as the Harpic. So at the moment, Harpic is in the #1 position. So keep your comments coming in, keep your ideas flowing to us, let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you next time on Keeping Up with the Car Hackians.
Welcome back to the MK Sportscars workshop. Well, do you know what we're going to kick off with? Chassis, straight away. Let's get into it, really. Got one landed here, but before we talk about this one, don't forget, chassis production schedule. It's up there for you. You can see where we're going in the queue. That's still continuing as quickly as we can. But yeah, one has landed here, back in, fresh from powder coat, having the FIA roll cage on here, which looks killer. Brake lines, fuel lines, pedal box, all fitted. This is a Mazda base kit, a round tube chassis with a Hayabusa lump going to be going in the middle there. So that's going to be awesome. That'll be rolling out to the customer, just getting the final bits ready for that one together. And in the next week, that should be collected. Like we have the other week, you probably saw, another chassis went out the door and collected. And we had a car delivery as well. We had the Busa car delivered. Also, another delivery is going to be happening. Joseph's, #Joseph's S2000 car past IVAs, you know, that's going to be delivered as well. So a lot going on at the moment. Deliveries, collections, everything else. But yep, we'll roll on, keep continuing. If you want to know more about the chassis, you want to come and see us here, you're welcome to, or phone call or email and hook us up. Try and sort you out. Right, K20 time. Not really too much to say about this car other than just doing a final emissions check on it. We have gone through it a few times now. We're just going to run it up to temperatures, do one more check. Because basically waiting, just the IVA date is now imminent. So this will be going off very, very shortly. As well, we've got this one and the R1 car to put through IVA very, very quickly. So yeah, it's all right. Engine's sounding quite smooth actually, but we're just running it up to temperature now. And we'll stick it on our machine. Got a few seconds to go on this to calibrate it, and yeah, that's it. Do final checks, send it over to the IVA test centre, and yeah, look forward to getting this one on the road really very, 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 very soon. Right, RX5 time again really here. Stock Mazda, as you know guys, we've been going through this one, painted all the front end up, that's all been cleaned and new bits on that was needed to be done. Exhaust manifolds come off, we've put another one on here, we've painted the blocks, we're just going through detailing basically. Shocks now they've been transferred over to the correct ones on the front. Make sure you got your rose joint ones on here, the bearing ones rather than the rubber bushes. They don't work, it has to be that way around. Radiator's gone back on now and we can start doing the plumbing, you know, air filter, airflow meter, all of that. This rocker cover, we're going to just tidy up some of the wiring, so this will be detailed as well. We'll take it off and we've got another one, a spare one on the shelf actually, all really freshly powder coated, so that will get bolted on. We got rid of the yellow leads, put some new leads, black ones on there. Not a fan, same as this yellow. We're going to change all that out, etc. We're starting to just detail all the starter motor we've gone through because that wasn't happy living life, so another one's gone on there. We've got some brake fluid down in here. I know you can't see it all, it's a bit grimy, but all the brake pots have all come off because that wasn't quite right in the fit in, so we're going through that, checking it as well. As you can see, all the pots are off. We'll get all them sorted in detail. So unfortunately it does need a little bit of love, this car, but the back end's all done all the way through, painted, sorted out, detailed, new bearings, new washers, new bushes where it was needed, put it all together. Yeah, if you're doing these STONELEIGH parts and you're using them, refurbish them, it's worth spending the time just to make sure it's A, fit for purpose, B, it's safe. I mean, you've got talking a car to do 120 odd mile an hour, then you want to make sure it's safe and right, and that's what we're doing with this car, more about than anything else. And then once it's done, we'll get it ready, IVA, etc. And then we'll probably put, again, like same as that one, we'll stick the turbo on it. Why wouldn't you? Be rude not to. Right, on with hashtag Nigel's car again. Where are we? Well, as you know, rear wing's done, camo wrap's done, orange and orange, rocker cover's done, front end done. Bulkhead's going on now. We've trimmed the bulkhead and then we're putting in the battery tray, which is also orange. That's gone in, the carbon one, and then obviously the header tank's going to sit up here. It'll blend in the theme of the vehicle, being all orange. We had a little present arrive from them as well, even the centre caps. They're not orange actually, believe it or not. They're black, because not compromotive ones are normally chrome. But they've been blacked and done and placed out, so follow the theme of what goes on with the vehicle. So yeah, it's looking rather tidy. Obviously we just continue now, we'll be on the inside, we're doing this, finish off the quick release boss to go on here as well. But yeah, rolling on, front wing stage been bonding up, so we'll carry on with the car, start going through the process of bolting it all on. It's all tidy under here. Oil cooler's gone on, actually it's a new designer bracket actually. We've changed the way that we've made this to try and make it easier. So for a 19-row oil cooler, and then we have the holes fitted in, and we can then fit in, move it up and down accordingly with either a 25-row oil cooler. So one simple, easy fit, one bend here, the bracketry, oil lines going underneath here and under, and back to obviously the takeoff plate on this particular vehicle. But yeah, this way it's a newer design. Look, we don't stop where we are, we try and make it simpler and easier to make, then we will. But this was the first prototype one, so we'll have them on the shelf in about a week's time if you need this kind of oil cooler bracketry setup done. We've got it on there, and it can be coming out the top or coming out the bottom. We've made it universal, so if you needed your lines and you wanted your oil cooler more mounted the other way, you can come up and over the top. So yeah, that's looking rather sharp, looking rather clean. Engine bay's looking good. Everybody loves a bit of carbon when it goes on. Rear wings, you know, bulkhead, front wings are going to be carbon, tying it in the theme. We're just waiting on the seats. Desperately for the seats, but I know they're about another 10 days out before they arrive, and once they come in, they're going to look a bit special. Right, while we're literally here, this is just landed in the next build that's starting. This is hashtag Brian, Hayabusa car, Indy RR, going to be a complete race car this, FIA cage, all the bells and whistles going on this. So got the booster engine, as you know, we stripped them the other week. It's all been prepped, been on the dyno, made 206 horsepower. Super happy with that. So that's going to be, well, if you want to follow this build like we do with the other ones, this one's going to be starting literally in about 10 minutes time. So yeah, looking forward to that. If you're looking at getting one of these kits, don't forget we've got a couple of us already built, some Mazda-based cars, 1.8 VVC and a 1.8 stock engine one, both available, and they'll be up maybe on a pop-up up here for you to show you what's for sale. And if you want to come down, have a look, have a test drive in those, you're welcome as well. But they are brand spanking new and ready to roll. That's it for this week, guys. Another busy week, and I can't wait to start this build and get the kits out to the customers. Rolling in that springtime, it's so close now. So that's it. Like, share, subscribe. Catch you next week.